Hello and welcome to this home update. I talked about this a little bit in my last home update. Louis Polson, they sent me some lights. They didn't send me all of the lights yet, but they sent me all the hardwire ones because my parents are visiting this weekend because it's my mom's birthday. So while they're here for the weekend, my dad is gonna help me install these lights. So this is the first lamp. This is going to go on the wall, like as a little sconce on the side. Yeah, this is gonna look so nice. Oh, I need to get a bulb for this. This is a small bulb. I ended up also getting 2 of these lights, and I didn't realize that it is pink on the inside. So the light will hit it and then it'll reflect a little bit of pink, which I think is gonna be interesting. You can like move it around and stuff. Very cool light. And I think this is just gonna upgrade the space so much because right now the hardwire lights, they aren't really doing anything for the room. I think these lights will make the space feel more contemporary because it's a metal, harder material, and also is very geometric in its shape, and they all have like pretty strong silhouettes. My family's coming in about 2 hours, and this is the only thing that I'm having my dad do. He's an electrician, by the way, so he can do these things very quickly. Also, I'm giving him my old laptop in exchange for his labor, and then we're gonna go to like the beach and then go eat seafood with my mom because my mom loves seafood. Just letting you know my plans for the weekend. They're not just coming here to do work on the house. Good morning. So it is the next day. My parents are here and we had a lot of fun yesterday, and we're up very early today because we're about to go get dim sum. But first, my dad is helping me install the lights. We kind of have like these little tiny pendant lights that are on each side, and they're kind of weird looking, I think, because they're not like full pendant lights. They're just like tiny little things. So we're replacing them with these that are going to be flush on the ceiling like this, and then we'll be using this light on this side. Here's my dad. You want to say hello to the people?
So it had music and it had like a...
Like, will it make it easier? Look at how you can move the light around.
Aggressive.
Okay, so this is the new side with the new lamp, and this is the old light. Much nicer.
Want to put it down too?
Much cleaner.
So one side with thread, one side with no thread. Yeah, it threads too. It's sticking out a little bit and I can turn it, but no.
And I cuts it like that. And what is this for, wire?
There you go. See what came out, right? When you turn, make sure you turn on. You don't want to force it in. You ruin the thread.
Here it is, turned on. It's a lot nicer than the other one. You can even move it around. Hello. So it's been a few days since I last recorded, and in one of my previous videos I got this fish quilt and it was on my mood board that I made, but I just washed it, so now we're gonna spread it across the bed. I really love how this looks. It is a little bit thin, but that's okay because we don't need a super warm quilt or anything. Winnie? Okay. Okay, yeah, so this is the quilt. Okay, Winnie's gonna make this a little bit hard. They're in such a playful mood right now, so I'm just gonna let them play, and I'll check back in a little bit. So while we're waiting for Winnie to chill out, I'm just gonna ignore the quilt for now and we'll get back to it, but we can talk about this other piece over here. Here we have a different nightstand. The previous nightstand that we had there was a big block of teak, so I didn't really like the wood tone here, and it was also such a heavy and large piece of furniture. Not like actually heavy, but visually it looked very heavy because there weren't any legs and it was essentially a big block of teak. It wasn't too expensive, so I gave it to my little brother who was just visiting a couple days ago, so he has it now in his apartment. It has legs, so it opens up the space underneath a little bit so it doesn't look as claustrophobic and heavy, and it has a drawer so I can put my things in it, and then It also has a little shelf compartment underneath where I can put magazines, books, pretty much anything that I need on the bedside. Okay, now Winnie is looking at birds. So let's do this quilt. Okay, also I know that this wall looks crazy. I've been testing out a bunch of colors and I have decided on a color and we're gonna be painting it today. I'll get to it after this quilt. So yeah, this quilt is blue. Got it off Etsy. I love the fish pattern on it. It looks like it's stamped on, and the color is very reminiscent of Japanese boro fabric, which I also think is very nice. So yeah, let's put this over. And Winnie's coming back. No, how am I supposed to work with this? How do I work under these conditions? I have to move you guys. I'm sorry, Theo. I'm sorry, Theo. I don't know why, but I was searching around for bedspreads and they're all very expensive. Like over $300. And it confuses me because it's a sheet. Like it's literally a sheet sometimes. But this one that I found is actually pretty reasonable. It's around $100 for this whole thing. It is quite thin, but it's beautiful. And I got it from Etsy. I'll have it linked in the description if you want to copy me. So I'd quickly like to talk about the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. In my recent home updates, I've shown you very simple and basic mood boards and mockups that I've made with Photoshop, but I'd love to make more detailed and realistic versions. That way I can better envision what my design will actually look like. I took a Skillshare course called The Digital Room Makeover, Photoshop for Interior Design, taught by Amy Everett. I learned how to change perspective of objects and how to change the paint color in a room, which obviously is very important to me and something that would be extremely useful for me. Skillshare offers fully planned out courses on anything you could think of, like video editing, interior design, photography. Skillshare is the largest online learning community from creatives for creatives. The first 500 people who use the link in the description will get a free month trial of Skillshare, and thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about the craziness that is going on behind me. I finally decided on the color, like I said, and it is not a blue and it's not necessarily a yellow, but it is more of a neutral yellow color. So the color that Chris and I decided that we really liked was this color here. It is called Matchstick. It's a neutral color that has pretty strong yellow undertones, so in certain lights it does appear a little bit more yellow, and I am happy I didn't go with this blue or this yellow because they are pretty saturated colors. And I think having the whole room that color would just be a bit overwhelming, and while I think it is really cool to add a lot of color like that to a space, it's just not really my style. I feel like I want to pursue more color, but realistically I've realized I don't want to live in a super colorful, like bold space. I like visiting those places, but I don't want to be in it all the time. So I'd rather add in color through pieces that are more easy to interchange, like blankets, pillows, throws, things like that. So I feel like the Matchstick color is pretty safe. I like the color. It will still really change the room, and it matches with the bed sheet in here. So the bed sheet on the bed that you can't see anymore, it is very similar to the Matchstick color. And then another reason why I decided not to do the blue is because after putting down this blue quilt, I realized it is very blue and I don't want this room to become the blue room. So I'd rather use the blue as one of my complementary, more accent colors instead of making it the entire room. Oh, I was thinking of hanging a pendant light from the ceiling coming down. I think that would look really nice because I don't want to put anything on the brick. This is the light that we might use. So yeah, it would look something like this. Winnie, you are so crazy. I'm gonna start taping. So I'm not going to paint the trim just yet. I just want to paint this wall on its own just to see what it's going to look like. If we do decide to go with the color and paint the rest of the room, I will also be painting all of the trim, but I think I'm going to leave the ceiling, at least leave the ceiling and see how it looks, and then if I need to afterwards, I can paint the ceiling. But this ceiling is really low, so if the walls are painted this color and the ceiling is left white, it might kind of cut off the room, so it may help to have the same color on the ceiling, but it's easier to add paint than take it away, so it makes more sense to do things slowly. If I want to later, I can paint the ceiling. So this tape is so good. It's called frog tape, and it leaves super, super clean lines. Okay, so I finished taping, and it is a little bit difficult to get different angles for this video because there's just not much room in the room. But we are pouring down the primer first, and I put a little trash bag over the paint tray, so that way I don't have to buy liners. It's the next day, and we're painting. I think this is gonna turn out really nice. I hope. Okay, let me take a step back just to see. Oh, okay, I like this.
Are you kidding me? Were you a bit obsessed with Frozen? Not really. What's the source of all your reads?
I really like this color. Like, it's very simple, but there's something interesting about it. And I also like that it doesn't have pink undertones, because the other more like neutral cream colors I was using that had pink undertones, they kind of ended up looking like a little bit fleshy, which I did not like. The first coat on here is done. I'm just gonna paint the rest of the room today because I have everything out and I like the color. So I have to take off this curtain track. What if I just completely painted over this brick? Would you lose trust in me?
Lack thereof taking place in this household, neighbor person.
It's not the way you feel is stupid. It shouldn't happen.
A fresh start. That's why I am so excited about pear eyewear. I can't wait to hear what I try to say that. I've been using pear for maybe. This was, I think it was a challenge app. I got a little bit what they did. The good and evil thing, and they all like the orange. The orange is
Sports FC 25 from September 27th.
And I was very young, and I did not.
So I finished putting on all of the first coats of paint around the room, and I really like it. I like the white ceiling. It gives some contrast to the color on the wall, because sometimes the color on the wall looks a little bit white, but then when you look at the white of the ceiling and some of the lighting fixtures, it kind of brings it back to the warmer yellow color. I'm gonna do the second coat of paint, and then we'll remove the tape, and I'll give the reveal tomorrow morning when the light comes in, because I've been at this for like the entire day so far. It is the next day. Last night it was too dark to finish doing the second coat because I couldn't see anything, but I woke up early, did the second coat. Now it's ready to remove the tape. So satisfying. Okay, I removed all of the tape. We still need to clean up, put the furniture back, but I want Chris to see it, and I'm calling him up to get his reaction. Okay, Chris, you can come up.
Oh, it looks good. It looks like not too much, not too crazy, but still like a nice
Like different.
change. Yeah, it feels like kind of warm with the light.
I know, I really like it. Like, and I like the ceiling white and like the white accents from the lighting fixtures and stuff.
I think it's good that you painted
The
like the
trim.
trims, because
Yeah.
I think if you left them like you were thinking, it would look odd. Oh, you left these?
Yeah, because it's like connected to the ceiling, and then I also left this white because
Oh,
I
that's
didn't.
true,
Yeah, so I think maybe look weird if I painted this.
Yeah.
Those
No,
are board beams.
looks good. What do you think?
I like it. I really like it. So you want to help
like
me put
it.
the bed back together and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Someone asked if we were sleeping out on the tent because the room isn't set up, and they saw I posted a picture and they saw the tent out there. Sorry, floor. Good thing Winnie's not here. Last time I tried to do this, it was impossible. How does it look? Cleaning off this area because it gets so dusty from the windows being open, and then also we had a bunch of plants here before, so it makes this area a bit of a mess. It's a bit later now, so the lighting in here isn't great, so I feel like you can't see the color that well, but I am so happy with it. It's a little bit yellow. Sometimes it can look a bit green. Like in the morning, it comes off slightly greenish, and then in the midday, it looks very yellow. So because the lighting isn't too great right now to show off the paint, I am gonna do some B-roll to show off the lights that we installed, and then also the paint. Okay, so cue the B-roll. Oh, and then after that's over, we're gonna talk about the rest of the plans for this room. Okay, now actually, cue the B-roll. Something that I think would be really cool, I am not sure how to do it personally because I haven't really worked with wood before, but I could look into it and ask a few people and ask around. But I think it would be really cool to build out a headboard and paint it the same color as the wall. I think it would be pretty simple. So I want it to almost look like a built-in, so it comes out and then there's a right angle, goes down, so that way it acts like a shelf as well. So I can put like little books there, little lamps. And then next, I reached out to this company called Nordic Knots, and they mostly make rugs, but they also started to make curtains. And I really like this pale blue color. Let's see, does it translate well on camera? It's pretty much the exact same color as the fish on the quilt. I reached out and they said they would send me a set of curtains. So yeah, we are gonna put the blue curtains on this side and then also do it on this side. So I got a kind of long curtain, and then we're gonna trim off the excess because the ceilings are pretty short. So I'm gonna trim the excess and then get it sewn to create a very similar curtain to that one. And then the other thing we wanted to do was to put a pendant light here. I think I mentioned this in the beginning of the video. So we have, it's so awkward to film here because there's no space, but we have this black one. It's like a cast iron pendant, and these are both lights that we had from the old apartment that we haven't put up yet because there just aren't many places for pendant lights in this house. So here's option one. I like the black. It contrasts well with the brick. And I always think a little bit of black looks nice to just give that contrast. So the next light we have is also from the old apartment. This is a Lewis Poulsen light, so it would go with all of the other light fixtures in the room. I don't know if I want that exactly though, because then it'll look like a Lewis Poulsen museum. I feel like it doesn't really stand out like the black one does, but this one is nice as well. So those are two options. I cleaned off some of this area here on the brick, and it brings out more of the deeper brick red color, because over here it just looks kind of like pale and almost pinkish, which I do not really like. So I need to finish cleaning off all of this. I should have done this while I was painting. I think the last thing for this room would just be some art or wall things scattered around. I haven't figured out exactly what I want to do, because previously I was thinking of putting up this tapestry here. However, it is, oh my gosh, it's just, oh, okay. It's just too large, and I should have done my measurements a bit better, but it is like wider than the bed. So this is such a weird shot. But yeah, it's wider than the bed, so it looks a bit odd. Like the proportions aren't too great. So we are just gonna put this in the living room because we have a wall where this will fit and it looks really nice. So I think I might be on the lookout at like antique markets and stuff for a smaller version of this. Or I can just use the old art that we used to have here. Right now that is just in the stairwell. So the next video will either be my plant market vlog or it will be another home updates, because I still have like a lot of other things, little things to do around the house. I've just been having a lot of fun doing these home updates. See you in the next video, and goodbye. Okay, I know I said goodbye and everything, but I actually really want to show you my outfit for Halloween, my Halloween costume. I haven't really dressed up for Halloween in a while, but this is the first time where I sort of planned out an outfit. Okay, be right back. I don't know if you'll know who I am. Maybe some people will. Okay, so here is the outfit that I'm wearing. I am being Patrick from the movie Challengers, from this scene. And I feel like a lot of people won't be able to recognize me just like this. It's just very simple. But Chris is going as Art Donaldson. So it's gonna be like a couple's outfit, so I think that will help trigger people's memory from the movie. So he's going as Stanford Art Donaldson, and his costume isn't here yet, otherwise I would show you. But it's gonna be here soon, and I can't wait to see what he looks like in it, because I think he's gonna look super cute. Yeah, we'll probably post pictures on Instagram, so you can see it there. Okay, yeah, once again, goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video.